You hungry? Well, I'm hungry. You like baseball? Well, I love that shit. Want a slice of pizza? Go to New York. You want hot weather? Come to LA. You want to break bread? Call Nick Turturro. Ready, motherfucker? Are you ready? Well, I'm fucking ready. Get ready! Thanks for doing this.
Okay,
And my brother here today. My brother's joining Breaking Bread.
Breaking bread.
My big brother.
Looking at the bread.
We made all this food, but he doesn't want to eat it. It's okay. You don't have to eat it.
But it's got too many things on it, too many ingredients. So you were saying about the World Series.
No, I was saying, it was. I wasn't shocked. I don't know, the mojo. It just felt like the road teams had something special. And just there was something in the air.
What did you think in the fifth inning? But did you think when they were up 2-0?
When it was 2-0, I said if it gets any more, because they
left seven men on base the first 5 innings.
But if they held it to just 2, I felt like they had a shot. But they had a chance there, the Astros, to make it like there was first and third. What do you call it? Hit a double. Correa hit a double.
They had guys on second and third when he got Altuve out. That was a big.
Yeah, but they kept it 2-0.
Right.
And that was the thing. If it would have been 3-0, the tone of the game is a lot different.
Right. The line drive was caught, I think, by.
That was early in the game. It was 1-0.
Yeah.
Bases loaded.
Right.
So if he doesn't catch that ball, it's 3-0.
Yeah.
So, but that's, it wasn't in the cards for the Astros this year. It was the Nationals' time. They've been around a long time. They were the Senators twice.
Right.
They were the Montreal Expos. They were
the Senators twice.
Yeah, 2 times, I believe.
Yeah, because they collapsed. Then but they became the Twins at one time, didn't they?
No, they weren't the Twins. They were the Senators, I believe, twice. And
who became the Twins? There was a team that became
before
the
Twins.
Yeah, there was a team that. No, there wasn't.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, the Orioles.
They were the early Senators in the 20s.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the 20s or 30s, but then they were.
Right.
I think in the 50s or 60s they were.
Right.
They were the Senators again. And then eventually
his name was the coach? Killebrew was on the Washington.
Killebrew was on the Twins. Killebrew.
Who was the coach? Oh, Ted Williams.
Oh, Ted Williams. That's
right.
The coach. Ted Williams was a coach.
He was the coach.
Right.
Yeah. I think I had some of those baseball cards on the Washington Senators.
Yeah, you might be right.
So,
he might have been a player. I don't know if he was a player.
So they were defunct for a while.
Yeah, they were defunct.
And then they came back.
And then they were defunct again. Right. And then they became, in the late 60s, I believe they became.
Yeah, I remember the
Montreal. I love the Montreal. I like to see them come back because I like their colors.
They had a great, Jackie Robinson played for the
Montreal Royals.
Yeah. That was the minor league team.
That was their minor league affiliate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Oh.
So I was so at the end of it, that guy Rendon, boy, he's
a very relaxed player, very underrated player.
Yeah.
He's a free agent, but I actually hope he stays there because they let Harper walk, and they were 19-31. Do you know that?
Yeah,
19-31. But they signed this kid Corbin, who the Yankees were going after, and he's a good pitcher. The lefty kid, he came in relief and shut them down. Last night. Yeah, Corbin.
3 innings.
3 innings. And
where did they get him from?
They signed him from the Diamondbacks. The Yankees were projected to get him.
Right. Yeah.
And
but someone else pitched 1 inning last night.
The closer.
Right.
Yeah. They picked up a closer.
He pitched the last inning.
Yeah. He did a good job for them. Guy from the Blue Jays. He did a nice job, But
you beat the Astros, but then they scored 2 more runs at the end. They scored a couple extra.
You could tell the Astros were like.
After they were up 3-0,
they were playing
3-2. Then it was.
They weren't playing to win. They looked to me like you. Sometimes your body language, like I felt like a lot with the Yankee series. I felt like the Yankees were like, they weren't playing to win.
Right.
I felt like once it got to like the pressure was really, you could see it in their faces.
Well, who scored the last runs for the?
The last 2 runs?
Yeah.
Well, there was 3-2. Then Soto hit a base hit, made it 4-2. The 3-2 was a home run.
Right.
Right down the line.
Right.
Howie Kendrick, who's been around 1,000 years.
Yeah, I know Howie Kendrick.
He was on the Angels.
Yeah.
Used to be a Yankee killer.
Right.
He was a good solid player.
So Soto made it 4-2.
4-2 with a base hit. And then they had the bases loaded. And what's his name? Eaton.
He came through.
He came through with a base hit with the base. And that, like.
He drove in 2 more runs.
2 more. That was basically it was over.
Right.
It was toast.
So it was 6-2. That was the
6-2.
final score.
Yeah, I mean, but they won all these games on the road, like 6-2, 7.
Well, they've been playing elimination games like for the whole season, basically.
The whole season. They fought all September.
Yeah.
And then they were behind in the wild card game at home.
Eighth inning.
And
And then they were behind in the 5th game against the Dodgers.
And
right?
yeah, and they were
Eighth
down
inning.
2-1 that series. They tied
Right.
it 2-2, went to LA, and they were down. They came back, and Howie Kendrick hit a grand slam in that
Right.
game. So
Wow.
they were on a run, and then they swept the Cardinals. In the first 2 games, they were dominating, and then they went home and they went to sleep. The Astros looked like,
Right.
we're showing who we are, and they won 3 in a row.
Well, the Astros, they've been in 2. They've won 1 World Series. They lost 1 in 7 games. Last year, they was injured.
They were injured,
They still have.
but they only won 1.
Yeah, it's
They
hard.
only won 1, so it's not
Baseball
easy.
Baseball hard to repeat. Very hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Come
like
on,
they,
Yankees would have won 5 in a row if
no,
they would have got
won.
the last 3 outs.
They won
4 in a row.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
They won
Against
96.
the Diamondbacks.
They won 98,
Right,
99,
right.
2000,
And then 2001.
and then they
lost.
almost won. If they would have won that one,
Yeah.
they really had no business winning that World Series. But
No.
they won 2 games
Yeah.
in the bottom of the 9th,
Right.
like
I remember that.
by a hair. They didn't hit the whole series.
I have to say that's one of the most memorable. Even though they lost and everyone was, they really brought the city back to life, and that was like an antibiotic, an antidote for the whole city.
Right.
I think it almost went more than who won because they brought everybody. It brought everybody back to life. It was a really.
You're right.
great
You're
thing.
right. You don't.
People underestimate that, but you were able to get involved in something to take you away from everything that just happened, and even though it was sad, it was just sad as a game, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they thrilled everybody, and that was a great series.
You got to go to 1 World Series. I gave you tickets, right?
Yeah, but I didn't get to go.
Yeah.
96
Where'd you go?
when you won the field. I was
You were in
at
2009.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I also was there for when they beat the San Diego.
Padres?
Yeah, I was
What
there.
game were you at?
Oh, it's like number 3. They beat them bad.
No, it had to be 2 because they won the first 2, and then they won it in San Diego, so it had to be 1 or 2.
One of the
Was
first
it the
It was
Tino
the
game where he hit the grand slam?
Maybe it was. I think
That
it was,
was-
either maybe the second game.
Maybe it was
But I
the-
went to the clinching game when Matsui.
Matsui.
Matsui hit those bombs, man.
Yeah.
That game.
It was good.
Yeah,
they
he
beat the
was-
Phillies.
And Andy pitched a good game.
Yeah.
That was good. I went to an earlier game. I got tickets, not from you, but I sat in a box, a corporate box, and they lost that game. They was in Yankee Stadium. I think they lost, and that was like dead. It was just dead. It was a corporate box, and then I couldn't get tickets for that game,
Mm-hmm.
and you got me tickets. We were basically in the second to the last row. It was the best, one of the best. They were so wild up there.
Yeah.
And it was
That's the
real
best.
Yankee fans.
Were you in the upper deck?
I was second to the last row, upper deck.
Yeah.
I had guys. We
Where?
were doing
In
the
right-
wave.
in right field.
We were doing. No, it was like here was here's the catcher. So we were like right over here to the left of the catcher.
Oh, so you were behind home plate.
Yeah, not right behind here,
Yeah.
but it was so much fun. I mean, everyone was speaking all different languages, a lot of Spanish language, and it was like we were in another country basically. It was fantastic. People were doing the wave.
I don't like the wave. They were doing the wave?
No, they were going. You know, one guy would get up and say, I smell 27, and the other guy would get up. And they would just go boom, boom,
I
boom,
what?
boom.
I smell 27?
Yeah, I feel 27. Like, here comes 27, I feel 27. I smell
Right.
27. And then everyone would get up in the thing.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. It was, I rarely have had so much fun.
I'm glad you
with
got to go to a
group.
clincher.
Yeah. That was really fun. It's different when you're with,
And when you're with people,
yeah, who
It's
are
great.
really, everybody was
Yeah.
watching the game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But when you're in the box, people, they're drinking and they're not even watching the game.
no, that's why I can't
Yeah.
have that distraction. I went to the game with Spike. I was going to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and the Astros started making a comeback. I ran right back to my seat. I said, "Oh, no way! I'm not taking a chance."
Right. But-
Spike was like, well, "Didn't you have to go pee?" I said, "No, I can't risk it.
Yeah, right.
I have to hold the pee right now.
Yeah,
if I
well-
walk away and it's a disaster."
In the old days, guys would do,
like
other things. They had
Badalucco,
cups.
your friend Badalucco, Mike took me to the World Series. We sat like in the last row
Yeah.
for Reggie.
Those are the, I mean, I have good seats. Like I've sat on the floor like with Knicks, and I have good seats. But the energy in certain sections, it's a different thing. And it also was cheaper than. I mean, come on, the stadium was empty. It wasn't sold out.
When?
It was in the 70s. You could
Oh
go
yeah,
to those games.
no. I mean, they didn't draw back then like they draw now.
No.
3-4 million. If they had 30,000, they used to draw like 2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the old days, the Yankees used to draw. I was looking at their history. They only used to draw like over a million. They weren't even in their heyday.
Well, that's why I don't know, the Giants didn't draw a lot. The Giants didn't have a lot. I think the Dodgers had very good support. But the Giants, the audience was.
It was Polo Grounds was.
Yeah, it was dwindling. I guess when it was just radio, people really went to the game to see it.
Right.
Once TV came in, you didn't have to go to the game as much. Radio was. Do
you remember the first baseball game you ever went to?
It's probably.
You have any recollection? I mean, I know.
I think it was maybe a Mets game.
I know it was a Mets game for me, like in '72.
I mean, I followed. I don't remember. I didn't go to that many games.
You kind of liked the Mets, right? You used to like the Mets.
I used to like all New York teams. I didn't grow up with Dodgers, Yankees. The Yankees weren't good. The Mets, I liked pitchers and I liked catchers. And I used to make scrapbooks of all the best catchers. I loved Johnny Bench, Manny Seguin, when Munson came. But I liked catchers.
Didn't you like first baseman too?
First base. Well, yes, I liked first baseman mitt.
The mitt.
But I liked cards. So I used to just read stats.
Right. But you made a lot of scrapbooks, boxing scrapbooks.
I had baseball.
But baseball was in there too?
A lot of it, I had like a multi-sport scrapbook, and they would have. But I liked goalies and I liked catchers.
Oh, that's right. You used to like Tony Esposito.
Yeah, I like Eddie Jockman. Yeah,
right.
I like because a catcher really is like.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's controlling, those great catches.
Right.
And there were other great. There was Carlton Fisk. There was Bench.
You liked Munson,
Seguin. I remember Munson when he was a rookie.
I love Manny Seguin. You remember his number?
That was a great team.
You remember Manny Seguin's number?
I don't know what his number is.
I remember
What's his
numbers.
name? Clemente is 21.
21.
Right.
Manny Seguin, he was...
I liked the Pirates.
35.
35.
Yeah.
I liked Willie Stargell.
Yeah.
What's his name? Doc Ellis.
Didn't you do a movie with him?
Who, with Doc Ellis?
Yeah, when you were young.
I think I met him.
You did a movie. He was in that movie with you, with Keaton, Michael Keaton.
Doc Ellis was in it?
He was in that movie, Gung Ho.
I guess he was.
Yeah, you were playing like a guy from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he threw a no-hitter, right, with curlers in his hair. On LSD.
Wasn't he on LSD?
That's what he said, yeah.
Did he tell you anything funny?
Well, yeah.
What did he tell you? Anything you could say?
He said he threw, he was
high.
He was high on it,
yeah.
Maybe he was seeing things, but he
was a good Yankee. We acquired him in '76. He won like 17 games for us.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
But the Pirates were a great team at that time, and so were the A's. I used to like uniforms, but like
too.
The Mets, I liked all the pitchers on the Mets. But
who was your favorite? You liked Tom Seaver, right?
Tom Seaver,
by far,
one of the best pitchers ever.
Yeah,
I used to watch him just.
I agree
one
with
year, that. 1 year he would hit a home run in the game. 1 year I think his ERA was like for the whole season was like it was like 1.52.
They had some staff.
He was great. He was a dominant pitcher. He
had
one of the greatest. One of the greatest.
Yes. Jerry Kuzman was very good too.
They had Gary Gentry and Nolan Ryan.
And they had a young Nolan Ryan.
They should have kept Nolan Ryan.
They didn't have any patience, and it was a terrible trade.
He used to throw the ball all over the place.
But I mean,
they were. But I think people followed by reading the newspaper because I know I'm not like a baseball fan, but I can tell you that when Joe Torre won the batting crown, he batted .363 that year. But I used to remember all that follow Rod Carew, because
you used to read the paper back then.
Well,
right?
there was the New York Post, which was a very good paper. It wasn't a tabloid. It was a very liberal paper, and it had a great sports writers. And then there was the Long Island Press, which we would get, in the Daily News.
That's right.
We didn't really get the Times, but the Post was a
good paper,
like the Washington Post,
right?
That kind of paper.
It's before it became more of a tabloid, right?
It was a very good paper, and I used to love some of the guys who wrote. And the only sports show was it was on 10:30 on Channel 5 with Bill Mazer.
Right.
Was called
Sports Extra.
Sports Extra.
That's right.
And you would see highlights.
That's right.
And you were, same thing with you couldn't get uniforms or jerseys, maybe a T-shirt you could get.
Right.
So, you know, we used to go to Herman's
Sporting Goods store.
What was also
remembers.
DeViga's?
There was a place, DeViga's in Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah. Was it DeViga's?
Yeah,
or
I
something
think you're right.
And that was but that was like another, they had a lot of Everlast things. That was another, so if you would buy a pair of boxing trunk or, you know, you had to save up a lot of money, and they were expensive because it was leather. You know?
Right.
And so...
That was
it
probably your first sport that you loved, right? Boxing?
Well, I followed because Daddy was a boxer.
But was that why?
Yeah,
Because Daddy was a boxer?
Because I was a boxer.
Because you got into
so
boxing.
to have something to talk to him about. You know, I would buy the Ring magazine.
When did you start
Boxing
doing? How old were
Illustrated.
you?
Really, you know, because I knew he liked it. And then later on, I started buying 8mm films from Jim Jacobs in Ring magazine.
Right.
I bought an 8mm. So it was a way of getting to talk to him.
With Daddy?
Yeah, and I knew he liked these old fighters. So I became like experts on fighters that I never even saw.
Right.
And then we would watch, you know, the fighters of that time, but I never saw, you know, Floyd Patterson. Maybe I saw a little bit of it, but it was basically Sonny Liston and then Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali. And But Ralph, our older brother, he was the one who liked Cassius Clay.
Okay.
He liked him a lot.
So Ralph liked Cassius
He liked Cassius Clay, and he was very exciting. And, but there were good. Nino Benvenuti was a champion.
Didn't you like Quarry, Jerry Quarry?
Yeah, I like Jerry Quarry. But there was earlier, you
Right.
know. But guys who I mean, I used to watch all the stuff on WABC. I mean, ABC, Wide World of Sports. They had a lot of fights, and they weren't that. They had stopped televising fights because one guy got killed. They had Friday night fights, and that was maybe when Emil Griffith killed Benny Kid Parrett, and then they stopped. They took it off the air.
Right.
It was a big thing, and so that was just a way of. But I liked all sports, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a fanatic. The Yankees weren't that.
No,
good.
I didn't say you were.
I liked Bobby Mercer.
You said you liked Bobby Mercer.
I used to watch the games.
Yeah.
You were like a little kid.
Well, I
You
was
were
too
really
young.
smart. And Phil Rizzuto, and I would watch it. You know, it was. I just like sports and.
Right. Now,
like
how did basketball? How'd you
It
get
really
into
wasn't
basketball?
until I went to
Because 69, 70, you were rooting.
No, I went to junior high school, 59, in around, I don't know,
What year
maybe
is that?
68 or something like that. Right around when
Right.
the Knicks were starting to get good, and that's where I was really introduced to basketball.
When you went to junior high school.
Yeah, because it was all the kids from Andrew Jackson played,
Right.
and then I to learn. It was, you know. It was,
So how old were you?
I
You
was,
were 13?
No, I was like 11,
11, 12.
Yeah, and I really started
So-
playing then. And to kind of get in with the guys, everyone who played basketball there, it was primarily a black, the percentage was black students were like, I don't know, 88% or something.
Yeah.
90%. So a lot of kids play basketball. So to make friends, I learned basketball. And then I started following the Knicks in 68.
68?
When they started getting, when they
started getting better,
before
right?
they had the Busher.
Right.
And then I started really falling in love with it when I went to junior high school. And then I followed all those games on the radio.
Right.
There was a blackout.
Yeah.
And then I became like a Knick fanatic in those
Yeah.
teams. And then
That was
I went
your
to see
team.
MVP. That's still my favorite team.
It's
ever.
still your favorite team. I
Favorite
mean, you're a
team.
season ticket holder.
Yeah, but it's still my favorite team. I mean, I
Right.
like the Giants. I like Joe Willie.
Yeah, but you love the
but
Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
That team
Right.
was my favorite team. That will always be. I mean, I love the Knicks of the '90s. I wish they would have had one great player to play with Patrick. I think if he would have had one other great player, he never played. I think we would have won one championship. But he never had that. He had good role players,
Right.
and most of the guys they got were kind of old.
Yeah.
But him.
They were an
and
exciting
Oak,
team.
But
But they were
I
missing
went through a lot of
something.
heartbreak.
Yeah.
And they were. Hey, listen, they were really close to beating Houston. That was a very even series, and I went to the 7th game in Houston.
You were down there,
I
right?
was down with Spike and Branford Marsalis, and
Did you-
and
did
that
they
was
get
just
blown
was
out?
said, what's his name? No.
No?
What's his name? Couldn't hit. They wouldn't take him out. John Starks. He almost won Game 6. He
Right.
could not hit. They should have taken him out of the game, and Hubert Davis, he came in. He made a few shots. They needed some outside shooting. They had no outside shooting. And what's his name killed us? Sam Cassell.
Cassell?
He killed. He was the killer
Right.
in that game. I mean, Elijah Wan, a little bit, but Patrick. Those were really good teams, and now the team, has been in free fall for years because they don't really have
Right.
an identity. They had a real identity.
They had an identity.
You rooted
yeah.
for,
They didn't have the
man.
magic of the early 70s.
But they were,
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan, without Michael Jordan, we may have gotten
Maybe.
he broke us heart, our heart so many times.
Right.
So, but if Patrick never played with a player as good as Scottie Pippen, I have to tell you that. That's for sure.
No,
If he had Scottie Pippen on his team, he
probably would have won a championship.
And
he needed another great player.
I appreciate Patrick as much as they should have because he was a great player and he played his butt off, man. And he comes from those Georgetown teams. He had great coaching, and I think a lot of times you see players now, they're just so young when they come, and sometimes they don't mature in the pros. It's too hard for them, and unless you have a certain kind of body. And you see it. And the game the guys aren't as multi-dimensional.
Right.
They're great athletes, but they can shoot well, or they can do one thing, or two things well. So.
Who was your favorite player? Was it DeBusschere? Or was it
No.
Willis?
I would say
Clyde?
really between Willis, Clyde, and DeBusschere.
Those are your three.
Those are my three.
favorite.
But I love Tricky Dick. I love Barnett.
Barnett, you like?
I love Bradley. I love Cassie Russell.
Did you like Jerry Lucas?
Yeah, Jerry Lucas. The shot, Jerry Lucas.
Yeah.
He's the magician.
So
No, they were a beautiful team because they
beautiful.
had a high IQ and they passed the ball a lot.
He was a good.
Yeah,
He was a good basketball player.
Yeah,
He
that
played.
was pretty good.
He played high school.
Yeah.
He had an afro. They called him Captain Afro. We had a court in front of our house,
Yeah.
and he didn't like to lose on his court. He used to get very physical, throw guys into the poles.
Well, that was your court. So.
I know, and I was too small, but I would always be like head cheerleader. And I'd say, "Don't lose, don't lose on your court."
Yeah.
So John,
I don't think I ever lost.
you got a little dirty. You used to get dirty sometimes.
I was very dirty.
You didn't want to lose, man. But
I was a physical player.
Yeah, but I'd say do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
And he'd plaster guys if he had to.
Yeah.
But then he played in this Lutheran league, which really he was great in this Lutheran league.
Well, I was relaxed.
Yeah.
That's a key to being in anything, but being relaxed. Even when you watch these pros, these guys that they're relaxed in the moment when they're. And I was very relaxed on the team, and I played.
You played your best basketball.
Yeah. I used to score over 20 points all the time. It was like because I was so relaxed. When I played in high school, I would play some good games, and then they would take you out, and then all of a sudden they take you out, and then you lose your shot.
You lose your shot. You lose your confidence.
Yeah, it's easy to do it.
I know.
And I was always a pretty good shooter, but I really enjoyed. Too bad you were.
I know.
old
I was
enough to
too
play with
small
us.
when I used to.
We really enjoyed. That was really enjoyable because it was like to doing it for. It wasn't like a school team where everything is like we got to win. We got to
win. Right.
We were winning. We were dominating.
Yeah.
Our second year.
Then what happened was they investigated him. They said
I
this
was
guy
Christian.
doesn't look like a Lutheran.
No, I
And
went
they
to Lutheran
investigated
Mass.
him. They found out he didn't go to the church. That he was a Catholic.
But I did go to. I did go to Mass.
13-0. It doesn't matter.
We
He
went
to Mass
no.
and not. They
I did go to
forfeit
Mass.
all their games. It was a shame.
But on the CYO league, the Christian league, anyone can play on those teams. You don't have to be Catholic.
Right. I didn't think that was fair.
Yeah.
That
I don't know. I did go to Mass. I used to go to the Lutheran
they
Mass.
investigated you, right?
Yeah, because we were so good.
Yeah, they must have said this guy.
He's not really a member.
He doesn't look like
even if I went to the Lutheran Mass.
Why couldn't a Lutheran look like you? I don't know. You were darker then. You were darker and you had an afro.
I just think they found out because I was averaging like 25 points.
He was hot. Yeah, he was playing his best basketball.
We had a forfeit all over.
I used to run up and I used to get.
I thought it was unfair because a lot of these religious leagues you can have people from different denominations, and it's that's the league. But anyway, that's what happened.
And you made the All-Star games in Long Island.
Yeah,
you had a pretty good
I was
basketball career.
That we would have maybe won the championship that year.
Yeah,
we had a good team. But we had a lot of ringers.
That's all right.
A lot of Christians.
A lot of guys recruit.
Well, we're all Christians, so it was supposed to.
I know. I mean, it's not
the
that
CYO.
far.
You can be Jewish. You can be Lutheran. You can be you can play.
I played in the CYO. I played for St. Clair's.
Nicholas used to get really hit a good shot, but he would get short of breath.
Yeah. I used to hyperventilate.
Yeah. You had a good shot.
My
You had a
father
really
used to
good
go,
outside shot.
Your stamina's bad.
Yeah.
Your stamina, Nicholas. He runs out of steam because I used to get excited when he came in the gym and when I saw him, my heart.
That's the whole thing. The thing is when you're in those sports, you have to get on a foul line. You got to be calm.
Yeah.
Because being emotional, it's even when you're acting and performing, you still got to, even if you're doing a hyper scene, you still have to be
in control,
a calm center
I know.
of it to take in what's around you,
Right.
and make the right move.
Yeah.
When you're performing, and it's close, but there's not a ball coming at you or a guy trying to grab you. But I mean, I guess
Are you kidding?
performers are fascinated with athletes because they have a short window,
Right.
and it's like,
Right.
and those guys are so good. I mean,
But
how about
you're-
all the great minor league players who never make it to the big show?
You kidding?
know?
And when I first started playing baseball, you didn't play competitive baseball.
No.
So when I got up to the plate, I think I was maybe a teenager, 12, and my legs were literally shaking.
Right.
Shaking. They
Because
put
you
me
weren't used to being an 8-year-old guy.
I didn't play at 7, 8 years
Right,
old, so
right.
I was like learning on the fly.
Right.
And I was trying to pretend like I knew what I was doing.
Right.
I didn't have a clue. They
You were
put-
good. You were
and then
a good athlete.
They turned me into a decent player,
Right.
But
But you really fell in love with baseball.
I fell in love with it.
Yeah,
you
you had
know?
like a love affair with it.
Yeah, like basketball, I was naturally good at
Yeah,
it.
you were very good at basketball too. You're a
and
good
I didn't
athlete.
grow, but I was pretty good point guard. And you're right, sometimes my nerves were not always. You have to be relaxed. You get in the game, if you get, especially you get press,
Yeah.
and you can't break the press, or
Right.
if you get nervous,
Yeah,
you
it doesn't-
can't
it doesn't-
shoot the way
Yeah, it doesn't.
you're
help.
capable of
Yeah.
shooting.
I think a lot of guys. I remember this guy who was on my high school team. He was not like maybe the most sensitive guy, and he had like a real attitude, but he was a really good shooter, and he just didn't care. And he was in the game, and I was thinking like, I really don't want to be friends with this guy, but it really helps him in the game.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the type of guy like, hey, how you doing? Like, just
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what a, but he was really good in the game. It served him well.
Served him
Yeah,
well.
it's also things that get so accelerated that when you see players who, they can slow it down.
Right, that's what they
And
say.
they can slow it down.
They can slow
and
the
they're
game
really
down.
and they have fast reflexes.
Right.
But those are the people. I remember watching Larry Bird play in person. I was like, wow, he looks so slow. And the whole game looked like it was in slow motion for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
Well,
was
he
like-
probably could slow it down.
Yeah, because he just was like,
Yeah.
but that's, a great thing about watching great tennis player, great baseball player, basketball. It's harder to see the football players.
Yeah.
Except for the Patriots, they never lose.
Unless it's like Tom Brady or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's a different stud.
But he works. It's like Brady, Belichick. Together.
Yeah, that's like a team, right?
It's a whole. I don't know.
Yeah,
what that is.
unbelievable, that team, right?
What
do you think of those
Uncle
guys?
Uncle Tony.
What do you say
he
about?
passed away. He said.
What do you say about
Belichick was
Belichick?
a mad scientist. He goes, he's a mad scientist. Man looks like a homeless man.
Homeless?
Man with a sweatshirt on. So he's devising all kinds of schemes.
Yeah.
That no one can decipher except him. He has that hood on.
Who said this, Uncle Tony?
He was making me laugh so much. Because we were saying,
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, whatever their system is,
Yeah.
there's parity in that league.
Yeah, there is a
the
lot of
guy
parity.
is
Yeah.
is an amazing
It's
coach.
their system.
And listen, he's from the Giants. Let's not forget.
Oh, no.
He was our defensive guru.
I saw some highlights of him when he was a coach on the
Yeah.
Browns.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking guy,
Yeah.
Belichick. He was
He's
handsome.
He's a great coach.
He was a great coach.
And the Giants, they had the dominant defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, he learned from
Well, I don't know.
Parcells.
They said he was like the other coach, too.
Oh, so they say, like, he may have been the brains behind Parcells?
Yeah, Parcells, big tuna.
Big Tuna,
I love
man.
Big
Man,
Tuna,
don't
too.
knock Big Tuna.
I'm not knocking.
No, I'm just
I
saying
love
Big Tuna was good.
Those were great. Those were great.
So your favorite team is the Knicks, 70 Knicks, right?
Yeah, I used to love the Giants when I was a kid. They were bad
Yeah.
because they had Fran Tarkenton.
But
They
you
almost
like
made the
Tarkenton?
playoffs one year, and in the last game of the season, I remember listening to Marty Glickman.
Yeah.
They lost to the Rams.
Right.
They had Homer Jones, Juan Johnson. Homer Jones. I had a
He was
poster of Homer
good.
Jones.
You had a poster.
He was a great.
See, number
and they
40,
lost
45?
45.
45.
They lost.
See, I remember
It was one of the
numbers.
fast. They lost. They got crushed to the fearsome foursome in Yankee Stadium, 31-3, and they
Who are you
didn't
talking
make
about?
the playoffs.
Purple People Eaters?
No, not the purple.
Right.
No, the fearsome.
Who's
foursome.
the fearsome foursome?
Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, they were the
Deacon
fearsome.
Jones, Merlin
Oh,
Olsen,
okay.
and other guys who I forget. But they lost 31. I listened. Marty Glickman was like, "Oh man, Tarkenton goes back to pass. He's sacked by Merlin Olsen."
Marty
I
Glickman was
Marty
like
Glickman. He was the
he was
father of Marv.
of Marv Albert.
Yeah, Marv Albert. He was a great announcer.
He's great, Marty
Yeah,
Glickman.
and
great.
the father of Marv. And so I was really, because I liked Tarkenton a lot, and I loved Homer Jones. And so when the Giants got good later on, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm a big Blue fan.
I think we listened.
I like the Jets when they had Joe Willie.
You like Joe Namath, right?
Yeah,
but you're a Giant fan.
But I rooted for the Jets against the Colts.
Oh, that you did, right?
But I was a Packer fan with Lombardi, and then
How were you a Packer? Because Lombardi, you like Lombardi?
Lombardi was from the Giants.
Yeah. That's right.
Plus, he was Italian. Daddy loved him.
He's an Italian.
He loved him. He was him again. They were the coaches for the Giants. Offense and defense. Landry,
he's a genius. Nobody liked him.
But Landry and they both were on the Giants. Neither one got hired as the head coach.
Right, because they all found their own teams.
Yeah, but
Landry,
Ali Sherman became the coach later on. And the Giants tanked. And they had what's his name, Y.A. Tittle.
Right.
But yeah, we love Lombardi.
Vince's. I mean,
we were Packers. But I still root for it. I still love the Packers.
Still love the Packers.
I'm a Green Bay Giants. I like the old teams.
Right.
My son Diego loves the Baltimore Ravens.
Why does he like the Ravens? Those are the Browns.
He likes.
They're
the
really
Ravens.
the Browns.
He doesn't like the Giants. He
Why?
likes the Knicks. Doesn't like the Jets. I don't know who else.
He likes the Yankees.
Yeah, he likes the Yankees.
Yeah.
That's it.
And he's a Yankee
Yankees,
fan.
Knicks, but he roots for the Ravens.
Right.
And then he's got other teams he likes. Jaguars. I don't know what.
I used to love the ABA. I don't know. Did you love the ABA like me? I mean,
I took you to those.
Yeah, you took me to Island Garden.
I went against Wendell Latner.
but that was my man was Rick Barry.
Right.
So he used to
my man was Dr.
The
Jet.
Busher was his man.
Yeah, no. But my man was I had the red, white, and blue ball. Dr. J was my man.
That was
We
if
saw
if
him
you
play.
didn't see him in the ABA, you didn't see Dr. J. The way I feel like
he dunked in the ABA.
Fantastic.
Did you remember when we went
All-Star
to ABA, and it was Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
Was on, and Dr. J dunked over Chamberlain on a breakaway. But he was. But then you saw him play against David Thompson.
I saw him against David Thompson.
David Thompson was like the Michael. I mean, he influenced Michael Jordan. He even says that.
Yeah, he was like 6'4".
He introduced him at his Hall of Fame speech.
David
Thompson was amazing.
Great play. He could take a quarter off the top of it was 11 feet.
He was
apparently.
If he didn't get involved with drugs, he would have been.
The ABA was wild.
Yeah.
The red, white, and blue ball, the uniforms.
Well, they didn't have a lot of defense either.
No, but the NBA is a lot like the ABA today.
Right. Well, it is.
You know,
The Iceman, Gervin.
Iceman, George McGinnis, Artis Gilmore.
Yeah, it was good.
Kentucky Colonels.
But I think the Nets, if they
love
wouldn't have sold Dr. J, and
No,
they would have come in the NBA
Yeah.
with the team that they had,
Right.
with Super John Williamson,
Super John
Larry
Williamson.
Keenan, and Dr. J,
They could have been competitive.
They would have been almost as good as the 76ers. They had more chemistry than the 76ers.
They did. I mean, Dr. J had to tone his game down when he went over there because they had Moses Malone.
Yeah. No. This is before they had Moses.
Before.
When they played Bill Walton in the finals.
Oh,
77.
right. When they played
They had
Portland.
McGinnis.
Yeah. They had McGinnis and Dr. J.
Yeah, Dr. J.
But it was
and Doug Collins.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Nets had more of a cohesive team.
Melchione they had. Bill Melchione.
Billy Paul.
Billy Pauls. The Whopper. Billy Pauls.
Yeah.
For people that remember the ABA, it was fantastic. I think Connie Hawkins played in the ABA.
Yes, of course he did.
So when they
Because he was banned, and then they finally let him back in.
It's a
He didn't
shame.
even do anything.
No.
And he was banned.
He
Then
was
came
railroaded,
in.
right?
He was like the before Dr. J with the ball and he had the big hands.
Yeah.
And he played for the Phoenix Suns.
Right.
He was because he was associated with some guy. He didn't even do anything. And,
What'd you think of Pistol Pete?
Well, I watched him in college. I used to watch.
I'm
those
saying,
games
what
in
did you
college.
think of him?
He was an
a freak,
offensive genius. He didn't play defense.
Right.
He was a great passer. His father created almost like a Frankenstein monster version of this. I felt bad for him in some ways.
He looked sad, right?
I think he never, I think later on he kind of found himself later on, in the NBA, and people beat up on him, and but he was a wizard with the ball. I mean, the guy was a wizard, and he could shoot from anywhere, and like he didn't play a lot of, but he struggled, but then later on he found himself, I think, a little bit more, but he had said. He never was without a ball. And that's how he died. Died of a heart attack. He had an enlarged heart.
Enlarged heart?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he knew it, but he died playing basketball. So
Wow.
It
was
was
very sad.
Yeah,
very sad for somebody that was that like.
He always looked like and he almost played 1 year with Larry Bird. That would have been, if they would have had a few years together.
Right.
They were like two of the, these guys would pass the ball. I never seen passes. He'd be dribbling the ball and he just hit it.
You said the ball was part of him.
Yeah.
You said
That's why I don't think you could
never
ever make a
seen-
movie. It
That's why
looked
you-
like it was like Magic always grew up with a ball, but Magic was taller than him. And these guys, they can dribble like the early Globetrotters and Isaiah. But that guy, it looked like when you did a yo-yo,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the string.
Right.
It looked like the ball was on a yo-yo.
Okay.
When I watched him, it was weird. It was just the things he would do with
Did
it.
you see him in person?
Yeah, I seen him in person. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Because you saw the
I saw him, I
Hawks.
think, against the Knicks.
With the Hawks, right?
Yeah, with the Hawks, yeah.
Yeah.
But he should have been in the ABA. That would have been his world.
You're right.
Yeah, Pistol Pete.
Yeah,
in ABA.
you're right. He would
Yeah.
have belonged better
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I mean, it was a different, it's a different, now everything is much more corporate. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the lineup,
No.
like the 77 Yankees, look at the body types, guys have all kinds of,
Yeah.
guys are out of shape.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out of shape.
Yeah. They're like real people more.
Yeah, they look more.
I remember.
I think the Astros look like, they look like normal sized
Yeah,
guys.
they got some small guys like
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Bregman.
Altuve is
Yeah.
fantastic. I just love Altuve.
He's a beautiful little player.
The guy is just, it's hard to root against him. He's just like,
well, I have to.
I root
can't-
against
I
him
can't
when the
root for
Yankees,
him.
but he's just,
Can't root for him.
he just,
He's great.
when he
but-
doesn't come through, you're like kind of shocked. You're like thinking, and then, it's hard to always come through.
Yeah.
But they have a great team. Come on. I mean, they
No, they have a great team. But, they've only won one title, so
Yeah.
nobody's going to.
Doesn't matter, but they've been there. They've been in the playoffs. They've been to the
Yankees,
series.
we've got to find a
Yeah.
way to get
Yankees
it.
need some grinders.
They need a couple of grinders because they're close.
They need to have keep that. They can't be all bulked up. guys.
No. The guy they got this year, LeMahieu, he was
He's really good. that
really
guy.
good. And Judge has been a little injured, but Judge is great
Yeah,
too. Judge is great too.
he's
Don't I mean?
I know. I'm a
he didn't
huge,
hit, but
I'm a big Judge fan.
he's a team guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's got.
I just think you need balance. You need guys who can put the ball in play.
They're a little top heavy.
They're a little top heavy.
They
They let's face it.
You
You saw it the other night with Strasburg.
they got to get a stud. They got it.
That guy is a
I
great
mean,
pitcher.
now is the time. They got to sign somebody. They got to open up their checkbook. Hal, if you're listening, you gotta
Cole?
got to spend the money. Cole or Strasburg opts out. We got to get one
Cole
of these
said
guys.
he wants to go to
I don't like his response last night because he was like, "I'm no longer a member of the Astros." And what is that? You can't give.
That's pretty quick.
That's pretty quick, man. You're that corporate. You're that business.
Boris.
Yeah, Boris. I lost a little respect for him after that. I was like, you were a member of this team.
Right.
He should have brought him in the game, Hinch. I don't know why you didn't bring him in, but
He
that's
was
another
only going to
story.
bring him in if he was in the head.
Ahead, whatever.
Well, listen,
That's his
the
theory.
coach has to live with the.
Yeah.
They have to live with the when they have the victory, when they make the good move, and they take the blame.
Yeah.
When they don't. But
Yeah.
it's,
Well, you gotta suck it up too.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the difference with free agents and all that stuff.
I know, but it was like he was a member for the whole year.
Yeah.
You can't even.
I don't know, who did he say that to?
I mean, the whole Fox, they were like A-Rod and Big Pop. You were like, he said that?
Yeah.
Whoa. They were
Really?
like, he told the press, I can't comment. I'm no longer an employee of the Astros.
Right, because it was right.
But you just lost.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Maybe Boris told him. Boris said.
Yeah, but that's kind of weird that you would say that.
Well, that guy's.
Who, Boris?
He's
Yeah, I've met him.
a good agent, but I think he's.
I don't know.
I read about the books he has on guys.
I've met him.
Yeah, when he makes a deal, he has a whole book on the guy.
Who, Boris?
Yeah, which you show to the
Yeah.
the people who want to buy you.
Right.
Everything about you and stuff like that. So
Well, what'd you hear about him?
I don't know. I just think it's out of control and stuff.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's a little out of control.
It is a little out of control.
You know what I mean? It's like, it was good. It's good that they do have free agency because before they were basically, indebted to their team. They couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Kurt Flood broke it,
I get that, but you just were a member of the team.
Yeah,
You just got beat. You could make.
Listen, don't say too much because he may want to sign for the Yankees.
That's true.
I don't know,
I
but
might
it
have to
seems
think
like he
twice.
likes L.A. better.
Well, he went to UCLA. I don't know if he prefers California. We had a chance to get him. We didn't get him, so now.
Did he grow up in Jersey or something? I don't know
where he's from.
I don't know.
Apparently, he was a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people were
I mean,
Yankee
I'll
fans.
take him. If
He's a great
No,
pitcher.
he's got a great arm. He's young, but the other guy was
29.
great too, Strasburg.
You think Strasburg wants to leave? They've been with him.
I don't know.
the whole time.
He's got $100 million for like 4 years, so he probably could get 150. He probably could get more, but maybe Strasburg will stay.
I respect guys who stay with their
Me
teams.
too. Me too. I like guys that stay. I don't like
One guy
all
goes
these.
here, then they go there,
I know.
then they go there.
It's like, how do you get an identity? How do I know? Like, how do I, think of the guy? When I think of him, I'm
It's like a pickup. It's like a pickup.
yeah. I'm like, when you tell me about Roger Clemens, I mean, immediately I know he's a Red Sox.
Yeah.
Or Wade Boggs.
Right.
He may have helped us as a hired gun, but
Right.
he's not a Yankee.
Yeah. I think
Boggs is not a Yankee.
You lose.
He played for the Yankees, but he's not a
Clemens is not a
When
Yankee
you're
either.
born, I always say, you're born as a Red Sox. You have a Red Sox face. You were a Red Sox. Carlton Fisk, when he was born, he was a Red Sox. You understand? Because he played for the White Sox, but in his birth, he was a Red Sox.
Yeah, so was Dwayne Boggs.
Wade Boggs was a Red Sox. Yeah, or Pedroia.
So was Roger Clemens.
Yes, like Munson was born a Yankee.
Yeah.
Certain guys, you go, okay, that guy's belonged to that team.
Right.
But you can't say a guy comes in like LeBron James playing for the Lakers. He's not a Laker. He was born a Cav,
He's a
Cleveland
Cavalier.
Cavalier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But these guys, they get it all twisted.
I don't know, but I think, the Red Sox guys, yeah.
Oh, those guys, they got faces, those Red Sox.
No, but then they had the DiMaggio brothers play.
Dom.
Dom played for the professor. He had glasses.
Yeah, he had glasses.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a Yankee.
No, but his brother was a Yankee.
Yeah, it's his brothers.
And then there was one
Joe
other
DiMaggio.
brother too. Did he play pro ball?
Or a DiMaggio brother?
Yeah, there was 3 of them.
Oh, no, I don't know if he played.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 3 Alou brothers that played.
Yeah.
Matty, Felipe, and Jesus. A lot of brothers.
Louis Tiant was for Boston, but didn't he was originally from the Giants. San Francisco Giants, Louis
I
Tiant,
think he
no?
pitched for the Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians first?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
Juan Marichal was the guy for the.
Yeah,
the
Juan
Giants. I
Marichal.
loved
Oh, my God. Used to like,
him. I love
like the Giants.
Love the Giants.
You liked Willie
I
Mays.
still.
well, you like the
love
logo,
that-
right?
I loved Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, right? Juan Marichal. That was a good team.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
great. I
no,
love Willie McCovey.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Well, they have a beautiful NY. The Mets robbed their,
Willie Mays was.
they robbed their logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willie
The
Mays.
Mets are like the bastard
He
child.
was really like one of the most. It was
Yeah,
just
'cause
unbelievable.
New York
It was
had
like magic. It was
3
like magic
teams.
when you watched. I only saw him San Francisco, but Willie Mays was like,
So now that the movie you made, the Jesus is coming out. The Jesus Rolls, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
When
going into any bowling tournaments. I'm not going in because
You're not playing in any?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's unfair.
When did you make the movie?
a
few years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
So-
yeah,
It's finally, it opened now. We're in Italy?
yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
open here. Yeah,
Right.
In February. So yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not about sports.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that.
I like to
know.
make a
Yeah, but you're excited about the movie
Yeah,
coming out, right?
I'm very happy with it.
You saw The Irishman. What'd you think? Did you like it?
It was very good. It was very good. Really, really stayed with me. I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
You are.
Yes.
I'm curious to see what you think the second time.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll like it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it too long?
Not for me, it wasn't.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no. It went. It's
It's fun to watch those
you
guys.
Just get
right?
you just get length is relative. I could watch a short movie and I'm bored after 25 minutes.
Right.
I'm like I want to, if it's not about anything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's. But how do we go from that to we left the sports? I thought we were just talking about sports.
Because that's me. I'm ADD.
No. I don't want to go about movies. I don't
All
wanna,
right.
That's enough about that. Let's talk about Slapshot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were talking the other night about Slapshot,
Yeah.
which is like a fantastic
That's a great movie. And
Great
movie.
movie.
And this
Yeah.
woman, Nancy Dowd, wrote it, and her brother was a minor league, I was telling Nick, player. She got interested in it, and he also taped some of the players. And it's one of the filthiest, movies that, at least for the 70s. And this woman wrote it, and because she was really interested in minor league, and in a small town where things were closing. And it's based on a real team. And there was a lot of real hockey players, and it's hilarious.
It's fantastic.
It's a great movie.
Fantastic.
It's a great movie, and it's one of the best. I think is a good lesson in that is that movies about not famous athletes are always way better
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah.
we can relate to these
Right.
guys. They're like
Right.
they've just they want to make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
When they say in the movie, "There's scouts here."
Yeah.
There's
Right.
scouts here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, wait a second.
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
But there is that is really a wild and really good movie and a wonderful script and everyone is terrific in it.
Everybody.
Led by
Yeah, I mean,
by
Newman is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
He made a lot of movies. You think about all the sports he played. He was a boxer.
Right.
He was a pool player.
That's right.
He was a race car driver and winning. You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was a real race
Somebody
car
up there
driver.
likes me. Played Rocky Graziano.
Yeah, and then he played a hockey player. He skated really well.
He skated, right?
Yeah, he skates.
How do you
great.
shoot pool? Because you were in the.
Excellent player. He's
Really
a
good.
excellent athlete.
So he's a good athlete. You
Yeah,
could tell the way he
swam.
walks.
Yeah,
Like some guys, like we were talking about, like
he's a good
you
athlete.
know, some great actors, but you could tell they don't play sports. But you could
But
tell.
I'm just
Newman-
saying he played a lot of different things, and he always looked very normal. He wasn't
Yeah.
all pumped up because he was
No.
in great shape.
He had leather pants, man. He was sexy in that movie.
Yeah.
Very. I told
Nicholas
him.
has a big crush
I
on
told
him.
him I was like, I have a crush on him. I have a crush
He's a
on.
man. Well, he was one of the most beautiful men in the whole
he's,
world.
you know, there's some guys when they're good looking, I got to give it up. You know what I mean? I'm not. You
I mean,
know,
come on.
I'm
You're
heterosexual.
You're not doing much with
But-
Paul Newman.
No, I'm not.
Paul
doing
Newman
it.
is like.
I would
you know,
just look at
Paul
him.
Newman is, you know. I worked with Paul Newman. You know, it was like distracting. You like looking at him, being like, "That's Paul Newman."
Jesus Christ.
He was,
I
a
was
really
thinking
nice
about-
man and a really nice man, a real
Yeah.
gentleman. And you know, but he got better and better and better.
Oh,
but he
yeah.
really played a lot of, you know, never played. I think he played a baseball player in a Playhouse 90 thing.
Oh, he did?
I think he may have played a baseball player. Matter of fact, Playhouse 90 originally did Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I think it was. I may be wrong, which is a beautiful movie.
But they did it as a
You know, a live television. thing.
live television?
Yeah, yeah. They did all those things. Marty Requiem for a Heavyweight was
Right.
done first on Playhouse 90.
Wow.
I think Jack Palance did it on Requiem for a Heavyweight. I mean, lots of people have played fighters, but Paul Newman played a lot of different.
Bang the Drum Slowly was a good movie.
Yeah,
Really good. De
very
Niro was great in that. Southern baseball
So
player.
we're staying on baseball.
Michael Moriarty.
Movies.
Doesn't want the
Yeah.
well, yeah.
So,
Well, we were movie buffs when
Yeah.
we were kids.
but
We-
you know, but there's some athletes, some guys who you can imagine. Well, Burt Lancaster because he was an acrobat.
yeah, but he was an
a great
athlete, right?
Yeah, he was a real fantastic. You know, I mean,
He
unbelievable.
played what, Jim Thorpe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said that Burt didn't run so fast. The guy told me.
No?
They said he just looked like he was running fast.
Oh, it just looked.
Yeah, but he, you know, he played basketball seriously.
Oh, he did?
At the
Yeah.
Settlement House, Union Street Settlement House. I think for NYU when he went there, they had and he hurt one of his knees, which would flare up occasionally.
Yeah.
But he was a great athlete. I mean, maybe the best of, you know, such an elegant.
He loves
But I
Burt.
just
Loves Burt.
Yeah. But but it's funny. Some of those actors we're talking about, they have this athletic component to them, and you know, he was a great, you know, a guy who climbed mountains. He did all his own stunts.
Yeah.
His stuntman used to just sit there,
With Burt?
just sit there.
Yeah.
I mean, he did when he was in trapeze in the circus, he did the parallel bars, so he wasn't in the trapeze. So he learned how to catch. He's really doing all the catching, hanging upside down.
Yeah, but he was a real.
But he didn't do trapeze. He learned trapeze for the movie Trapeze.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
But he did. You know,
Okay.
but it's just you watch him do these things, and he's like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, Paul Newman is more normal size.
Right.
Burt is
Burt was a big guy, right?
Yeah. But it's interesting to see, you know, because you know, athletics has to do with grace.
Sure.
You know, and those people who are graceful, you know, they're just, you know.
You think Brando played sports?
He was a good athlete.
Right.
He was good on horses.
Yeah.
He moved beautifully.
Right.
You know, he was very, you know, then he got, you know, heavier. So he could move.
What about Redford?
You know, he's a good
He
athlete.
had a good swing.
Yeah. No, he likes.
Because I love the natural. Love the natural.
He's basically, you know,
Oh,
a lot of actors
I like
imagined
I like
they would have
Redford.
liked to have been,
Yeah.
you know, but he's a good athlete too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
But
cool guy, too.
I've
right?
thrown a football with him.
Did you?
Yeah, I threw a football with him. Yeah.
What's he like? What's Redford like?
He's good.
You like him, right?
Yeah, he's good.
He's like-
he's a beautiful guy.
He's a sweet guy?
Yeah, he treated me
Very nice, huh?
beautifully.
Yeah?
I really got along with him, and we had a lot of fun together.
I like
we had
Redford.
a lot of fun. He
love that movie.
he likes to work out.
Does he?
Beautiful. Paul Newman works out a lot too. I would tell him.
Were they
I'm a
buddies?
shit
Were they
yeah,
buddies?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's the one who
I
got
mean,
him that
he
part.
brought him
He got him that. He fought for him.
Butchcast,
yeah,
right?
Because I was supposed to be him and Steve McQueen.
Ooh, that would have been rough.
I don't think that would
I
have
don't
worked.
think that would have worked.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I like both guys, but I
Paul
don't
Newman
know.
is not like competitive like Steve
McQueen,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I don't know.
made some good movies, but
Yeah, yeah.
The Getaway. Ooh.
Let's stick on sports.
All
Let's
right.
go into the movies now. I don't understand this. It's supposed to be a sports show.
It's
I
not
gotta
just
leave
a
some.
sports show.
Yeah, but it's good. We're talking about.
How are we on time?
We're good. I got another 5 minutes.
You got 5
10
minutes?
But there's good parallels, I think, between sports and
Right.
performing,
Yeah.
dancing. Guys who are great dancers. It's being able to be graceful, rhythmic.
Yeah.
All those things are. It's really there's a musical
Component.
element,
Yeah.
and also hand-eye coordination, which is it's.
But there's nothing like sports. I mean, because you never know what's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
real.
It's
Movies are fake.
yeah.
You understand? Like movies are
Well-
like. I mean, movies can inspire you. They can affect your
I
life.
think it's a story. It's a different
Yeah,
thing.
it's a different thing.
It's not competitive. And you can't make it. One is competitive. One there's a winner and a loser. A story is a story. And a story reflects life and reflects maybe your life or another life.
Would you like
It's
to make a
different
good
thing.
sports movie? Ever?
I think it's very hard. I tried to do something on a basketball player, and I almost did it. I had a very good script, but we never got the money to do it. But it was about, a gambler and stuff, and it was a really good movie. So, to make a sports movie as a sports movie, it doesn't really interest me
yeah.
unless it's because it's a story. It's never going to be
Right.
the game that you watched last night.
Yeah. But that's what I meant.
Whatever
like,
it is.
It doesn't
I mean,
have to
that's the up and down of sports is great, but I also like being in another profession where you can get older and you can actually even get better, and that there is no winner and loser.
Right.
I don't believe this. And when we grew up, we never knew what was the biggest box office hit. We just knew if a movie was popular or not. We didn't know about what made money or not. And I would think that was, I don't need to know that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's not about winner or losers, because a lot of things that weren't popular later on, everyone goes, that was a masterpiece. So it's not fake. It's a story. And so a story it's an invention.
Yeah.
It's an invention. Where in sports, you're seeing the athletic, endeavor. You know what I mean? And you're seeing it's you against the clock or you against the ball.
Right.
But I find it relaxing. I don't get as crazy anymore. I mean, once in a while, but I find it. Some sports make me nervous. Like sometimes I watch tennis and it makes me. I'm like, oh my god.
Tennis?
Because it's only one against one.
Yeah, because it's 1 against 1.
That makes you nervous.
Boxing does too.
Yeah.
Like I saw Pacquiao fight live, and I was close.
Yeah.
And when you're that close, and the guy was bigger than him too,
Yeah.
and you see the punches
scary.
hit, it's jarring.
Scary. Yeah, it's scary.
It's really jarring.
Yeah, it's scary.
And you like the guy.
Boxing, I go back and forth. I like it to be competitive. I don't like to see someone get hurt. So
Right.
I go back and forth. It's
You were a pretty good boxer, not bad.
So, I was all right.
But how did you learn how to box?
From boxing with Daddy.
With Daddy?
Yeah, and then I went to the Police Athletic League
Right.
with Ralph, and he was a good boxer.
Ralph was
yeah.
a good boxer.
Yeah, and I happened to be good at it, and
Right.
a lot of guys who used to bully me, I used to bring them over, and then I used to box with them.
Used to
and-
box with them on the
and beat-
lawn, right?
I used to box a lot in the basement alone.
In the basement too?
Yeah, you were in school.
Okay.
And when I did that, and I used to pound guys in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
I
had a
wasn't
ring in the
afraid.
backyard too.
I wasn't afraid. For some reason, but anyway, to be really a great. That's a whole different thing. There are guys who are the best player, and then they go to another.
But you
league.
weren't scared to get hit. I mean, you didn't frighten you.
No, I felt like once you went backwards, you were inviting a guy to come and take your space.
Right.
So I just went from side to side a lot. I liked
Right.
how Joe Louis fought, and I liked how Sugar Ray Robinson fought. I was, taller. So
Yeah, you had a
I was-
good reach.
Yeah,
Right.
so
That might have
but-
been your best sport. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I don't know. Mommy didn't want me to get brain damaged. So she's not gonna. He's a good student, he's not gonna get hit in the head,
Yeah.
all this stuff, and hey, sports people get hurt, and boxing, yes. I wish I would have played tennis when I was younger.
Tennis?
I think I feel like I could have maybe been a pretty good,
Well,
but you never know if you could have been a really good tennis player.
Yeah,
but
well,
I love watching, I love Federer,
I mean-
Nadal, and I love watching tennis. I like sports.
Yeah.
I mean, golf,
You don't play golf, right?
I've played it for movies, and
Yeah, but I mean, you've never, have you ever played 18?
never played 18 holes.
Yeah.
But I've learned different things. I become obsessed with, hitting the ball in a hole. I don't care about the scene.
Putting?
I get obsessed. But I also learned to drive pretty well for a movie. And
Nick can drive.
Yeah.
Man.
He's a good athlete.
Well, he's a good athlete. He has a great hand-eye coordination. His drive for a little thin guy, man, he can drive.
He's a very good athlete.
I can
Good
keep the ball
dancer.
straight because I have a baseball swing. I have a half a swing.
Right.
But I have a great short game sometimes.
Yeah.
And I go wild when I sink a putt. I I was like,
Yeah, you could
wild.
have been a golfer too.
Nah. You have to have a full swing.
Yeah.
It's a hard sport.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard.
A lot of these.
But it's
also,
fun
it's probably not
to
good
be
for
with a
your
bunch
back.
of guys.
Not good for your back at
No,
all.
because you got to go
Terrible.
down, up. Very rough on your back.
Yeah. And
You
baseball is probably hard for your back too when you're swinging
Yeah.
viciously.
The thing about golf is you make a good shot, you feel great, and then you suck the next 3 shots. You're like,
It's a little ball.
What?
It's a little ball in a hole.
Oh,
Not big.
Yeah.
Someone
it's
invented
huge.
that game
I know.
to drive people crazy. All right, I think I
Okay.
gotta go.
All
to
right,
my
that was
other
good.
thing.
We'll wrap
was
it
that
up.
Good?
You were
You
very
have-
good. Thanks.
That was good. The food looks really good.
looks
the
good.
smell makes me full. So, do
all
you have any other last question?
No, I mean, you didn't want to talk about the Jesus and all these other things.
The Jesus
and
is going to come out.
movies.
and,
That's what he does.
No, I'm very happy about it. I'm finally, when I get to bowl, I get to dance, and I get to do other things.
Yeah.
So, no, but I was here to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever
not here
you
to
wanna talk
promote
about.
my goods, but go see the Jesus.
But go see the Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's good.
You know
It's
what I
fun.
mean? It is fun.
Yeah.
And
it's a character that
who was better
I
one?
invented.
Our favorite college basketball player. My brother turned me on to him.
Ernie D.
Ernie D. Gregorio. Never forget Ernie D.
Big wrist.
Fucking great. Providence, Rhode Island.
One of the great passes. See, that's the thing that's underrated in basketball to this day. I mean, LeBron's a great passer, but great passers are like they make the game. It's like a symphony. Then
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
that's true.
I love great passers.
Me
I
too.
don't know why it is, but I just love them.
Yeah,
You know, it just
because there's something beautiful about it.
because it's teamwork.
Yeah.
You know, the ball is moving, and
I know.
There's something. That's why, even though weren't a Warrior fan, I used to like how they moved.
No,
moved the ball.
I agree. They got so good that I started to dislike them. But
He rooted for.
yeah, I was rooting for other teams because they were so
Toronto.
good. Now
the
I
first
feel
time in his life, he rooted for a team in Toronto.
I was a Raptor fan.
Well, I like to. I have to say, I'm a Spurs fan after the Knicks.
But I liked Kawhi.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's a great player. I just like the way he played his brand of
Well, he
basketball.
came out of the Spurs organization.
I know he did.
The guys come out of there.
He's a special player.
Yeah.
Like I wish
Yeah.
the Knicks had him, but I mean the Knicks are they're young, right? So
We'll see. But he wanted to go home to the West Coast, and
Yeah.
that's what he did. So he
Yeah.
has the option to do it, and he left. But the Spurs, I think, helped develop him a lot. So,
yeah.
and he played for a great organization. There was my man, Manu. Was one of my men.
Oh, you
Love
liked him.
him.
Ginobili?
Love
Yeah.
Ginobili. Love him.
He's always running
Wild
the court.
man. It was nice.
Like
I relate to him as a player.
yeah, because he's like Dollar Bill, right? Like Bradley, always.
But he's great. He's
Yeah.
the guy was fearless.
Yeah.
fearless.
That's a great team, the Spur team.
Yeah.
That's a great team.
I love Pop. Pop is my. I like Kerr too, but
Who would you
Pop
like
is-
to play for? If you had a
Pop.
Popovich?
Popovich.
That'd be your number one coach.
Yeah.
Who would be your number two
Maybe
coach?
Kerr. Maybe
Kerr?
Kerr. I like Kerr. I like him too. But Pop is my. I like to make a documentary about Pop.
Yeah.
If I did a 30 for 30, which I was supposed to do originally, I was going to do one on Patrick. They never did one on Patrick, or I do one on on Pop.
Popovich?
Because I know Pop likes my work. So yeah.
Oh,
So if
man.
you're listening, Pop. So okay, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, good show.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.